Hello there, my name is Justin from Day Night, and today we are going to be ranking the top 5 great swords in Elden Ring. Now, I am not much of a strength player. I do prefer my dex, my katanas, my OP Rivers of Blood, so I can hide behind that hemorrhaging bleed damage. But I respect the strength hustle, and there are a few swords, in my opinion, that combine my love for being a paladin build and my love and respect for strength builds, and I think that brings us to today's video. So let's jump into our top 5 great swords of Elden Ring. Coming in at number 5, we have Helphen Steeple, I believe that's how you pronounce it, purely on its list because, one, look how badass that looks, oh my god. But 2, I love Ghost Flame. I am a big fan for anything that can cause any sort of frostbite tick and buildup, but also be doing damage through its flame effect. And anything that has Ghost Flame is going to be high up in my list. Otherwise, it kind of just makes you feel anime as hell while you're wielding it. This giant, dark, burning sword that also does ice damage. Like, it's pretty wild. Other than that, nothing too much too remarkable about the blade itself, but its weapon art and its elemental affinity that it gains through its weapon art is what puts it on today's list. Up next, number 4, we have the Sacred Relic Sword, your trophy, if you will, for becoming the Elden Lord and conquering Radagon and the Elden Beast. Everyone knows of this sword as the Rune Farm Sword, as just look at that range. Oh my god. Brilliant sword, in my opinion, for fighting quite a few bosses in the game, especially bosses that spawn in additional enemies. Great for clearing them out, or just clearing out large hordes of enemies. Not the best boss killer, in my opinion, but great for other just extra enemies and large hordes of groups. And this is just an overall ranking of the swords, not just for bosses, even though we're using boss gameplay to express them. Its overall damage is totally fine as well, but for me it just shines with that large range of that sweeping attack. It's brilliant for cleaning out rooms. But yeah, coming in at number 4. Coming at number 3, we have Death's Poker, otherwise the new Sword of Night and Flame. I put it at number 3 personally, just because I find myself getting hit by it constantly when I'm trying to use its weapon arts. But this one does a single tap of Ghost Flame. The light attack will run Ghost Flame along the floor, doing damage over time if he steps in it. And the heavy attack will do a Ghost Flame explosion, doing immediate damage and immediate frostbite damage and tick. Again, great damage, great weapon. It's probably, in my opinion, like objectively one of the best weapons in the entire game, but subjectively speaking, I suck with it. So I put it at number 3, because I find myself really trying to apply that weapon art and finding myself getting into really bad situations because I set aside dodging for the weapon art. Similar reasons as to why I put Black Flame Blade low on our list of weapon armament upgrades. But yeah, there you go. Number 3 is the Death's Poker. Coming in at number 2, we have the Blasphemous Blade, the sword that heals you whenever you hit and kill enemies with it, and has this wild weapon art. Look at that range. Good lord. You can increase the weapon art damage from that through various talismans, as well as Flame Grant Me Strength, and you can just see the range that it hits Margit from all the way over there. A brilliant blade. I'm just not much of a flame guy myself, other than the blood flame that comes from Rivers of Blood or the blood flame blade. But other than that, I don't use flame that much, so I do put it at number 2, as its weapon art just doesn't do enough damage for me to warrant kind of standing in place for a little bit. But yeah, Blasphemous Blade coming in our runner-up at number 2. Coming in at number 1, we have the Dark Moon Greatsword. Again, I am a sucker for anything that causes frostbite. 1, look how amazing that sword looks, and 2, if you're thinking about nostalgia from the earlier Souls games and Bloodborne, of course you love the Dark Moon Greatsword. The Moonlight Greatsword skill is brilliant. It has immense range, it does a ton of frostbite damage, and a ton of regular damage. Like, just not even holding down the attack, it does a ton of damage at great range. This fight was over so fast thanks to this sword, so I had no choice but to put it at number 1. I'm just going to play out the rest of this fight. It's not even my best fight by any means, but the sword just does so much damage. Yeah, Dark Moon Greatsword coming in at number 1. Well, there you have it. There is our picks for the top 5 great swords of Elden Ring. If you like what you see and you're new around here, please consider giving that subscribe button the Omega Fist Fire Thorn Punch, as it's free. It really helps us out. And comment down below any content recommendations across the Soulsborne series or just in general. We love making listy videos, and we are very interested in the idea of doing either challenge runs or speed runs through these games, so please let us know what you want to see. But otherwise, thank you so much for coming out today, and we'll catch you guys on the next video.